We're for it, yeah. We're for it, yeah. We're for it, yeah. We're for it, yeah. SheHH.
Hey Asha,
Hi, Paula.
welcome back to
Thank
the
you.
SheHH Podcast.
I know.
It's very exciting because we had you back in season 3, which was nearly 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
Crazy. I remember you had pink hair.
Yeah.
You had pink hair. I came to visit you in Bristol, your
Yeah, in
mum's
my bedroom.
house, in your bedroom. And we'd not really met, or we didn't really know each other then. And fast forward to now, to 3 years later, here we are.
A lot has changed.
A lot has changed. So
Yeah.
we're going to get into it, and I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for saying yes. But for someone who is watching and listening who actually doesn't know you, could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Asha Elia. I'm a singer-songwriter based in and around London. And I make vibey music influenced by a whole load of different things, like be it from being British to having Caribbean roots to being and loving a lot of Afro music. So yeah.
Yeah, so many inspirations, and we'll get into a bit more about that in the rest of this episode. But one of the biggest changes that's happened since the first episode, and if you haven't, go check out season 3 where we had Asha on it. It's actually really easy to pick out Asha's episode because she literally has pink hair in it. But one of the biggest changes that's happened for you and for myself is that we're now married women.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't even...
And I love that we got married around the same time.
We literally got married like 2 weeks of each other. You
Yeah.
were first,
Yeah.
and then me. And then also our husbands, our friends, they're also both artists
Yeah.
in the same music collective. So we're very much linked. It's
Yeah.
giving sisters. And I love it. And I did want to talk a bit about that change, just because with SheHH we speak to women and we speak about women in the spaces that are part of our lives and changes that we go through. So something like marriage is something that some artists experience, where you are a single woman when you're doing the music thing, and then now you're a wife and you're doing it. And in your case, with another artist as well.
Yeah.
So that must be interesting. And I'd love for you to maybe talk a little bit about how being married again to another artist has impacted your own artistry.
I would say I'm definitely motivated every day and inspired every day, because even on the days when I'm like, I just want to chill, like I don't feel like doing music today, I see my husband like head down, like army mode, like no breaks, nothing. And I'm like, it's very convicting. I'm like, yeah, I need to want it as much as you do. So I need to go back and seek God and make sure that that I have a vision for my music in the same way you do, because motivation doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't come apart from that. So yeah.
And it's been a few years you've been doing music now. Has your kind of passion or music process, creative process changed in the last few years?
In what way? Passion or process?
So, well, a mixture of the two. So like from how you saw yourself as an artist to how you get the music out, to how you write, to how you produce, like has that changed, has that evolved, and what's that look like for you?
In a way, I think before I was more like, okay, music, no matter anything. Like that was very much my first priority. But since, God has definitely shown me the ways in which I was idolizing it. And so I'm still passionate about it. But it comes from a place now where I'm like, God, if me and you aren't right, then what can I give people? So yeah, it's matured a bit.
It's matured, yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens with time, but also with changes of life stages. And even with your husband, you guys did a song together, going straight into the music, with Heavenly War, which is one of my faves. What was it like writing that and then actually like getting it out? Because you guys are very different artists.
Yeah, it was a good experience writing, but I feel like with some of my other songs on the album, he was helping me write for those.
Oh, okay.
So Heavenly More, by the time we got to that song, it's like we'd already been writing a little bit together. So, and I really love like the rap side of it that he was able to bring, even to some of my flows. Like I did a song called God of My Dreams, and he helped me with a part of that song, and just what it unlocked in terms of melodies. Yeah, I loved it.
And even like the visuals you guys released from that as well. There was something really powerful about the fact that you're writing a song called Heavenly War, and one of the like biggest things that the enemy wars against is like marriage and kingdom godly marriages. So there was something really like visually impactful that was represented by the fact that you guys are together doing that and then writing a song that's literally about like the spiritual warfare that we go through.
Yeah.
Was that drawn on a personal experience or anything like that?
So when we agreed that we were going to do a song together, because we postponed that for a long time in terms of working together, because we were we have different audiences and there's just no rush. But yeah, when we agreed, I had to think about, okay, what would we both write about? And when I was thinking, I remember the fact that when me and him first got into a relationship, I didn't really believe in spiritual warfare in that way.
Okay.
He was very much so you can ignore the devil, but he's still coming after you. And he taught me so much. And I remember at the time in lockdown, we were having Bible studies every day with me and a couple of people, and he was leading them. And my whole life changed in terms of spiritual warfare. So when I thought about what type of song should we do, it didn't make sense for us to do a love song to me, because I was like, there's just so much in the warfare side that we don't always sing about, apart from if it's drill or something. so yeah, I thought that would be fun.
Does that mean that a love song could happen though?
Probably not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
The idea of that is corny to me.
Is it? Yeah. But you're literally married. It's the one time as Christians we can do that stuff.
Oh.
I'll have a chat with him. I'll have a chat. Another amazing thing that's happened since the previous episode, so in the last few years, is releasing what is actually your debut album.
Yes.
Awaken.
Yes.
It's been a few months at the time of recording this, but I remember being at your listening party and just being so full of joy and excitement. Aww. Because this has been a long time coming. You've put out an EP, you've released consistent singles, but here you are with a body of work. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, there's so many sides to it. Wow. When I think back to Awaken, I feel like I haven't gotten to a point where I can fully enjoy it yet. Because whenever I listen to it, not gonna lie, I think to myself, I can do better. It's quite stereotypical as an artist, but yeah, I can't just relax and listen to the album, because I'm like, no, okay, I'm picking it apart in every way.
What about when you just released it? Was it
When I just released it, I had already written it months beforehand, so I was still thinking I can do better. But here we are, so.
Well, what about the story since? People have been able to absorb it and keep it and listen to it and enjoy it, play it as a soundtrack of their lives. What about some of the experiences people have had and they've told you? I
know with Secret Place, I'm always seeing comments oh my gosh, this song is touching me. And that's so beautiful, because that's still a prayer of my heart, Secret Place. And it definitely came from a place where I was really struggling to sit at God's feet. And so I feel every time I think of that song, I just remember the ways God has brought me from and how much stronger in my faith I am now. And I really believe pleading with him in that way and asking him to bring me deeper. I've seen the fruit of it. So it's beautiful that other people get to experience that too. So that's the one thing I'm oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you about Secret Place, and I obviously have Secret Place is in a special and secret place in my heart, because Asha literally helped me fulfill what was a bucket list opportunity of a lifetime. I've always wanted to do backing vocals, and you asked me to. I don't know how, and I want to know why you asked me, because I have never told people I sing or anything. But you asked me to do backing vocals, and you had some of our other friends on there. We had Praise Labangu, we had Dwayne Caleb, and then you also had as featuring artist Jonathan Ogden, who is incredible. Yeah. So please just talk about what it's like working with friends, and even just bringing your friends into this song with you.
Oh my gosh, this is a whole year ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
It was such a blessing. I think I asked you because I knew you could sing. And I don't know how, or if I'd heard your voice before, but
you hadn't. That's what the funny thing. I remember being yeah, I'll do it, but you don't know what I sound like.
I just knew it would sound good. I knew it would sound good, and I think because as well, it was a song with Praise Labangu as a BV as well. I knew the vibe would come together. Sometimes you and her give me similar vibes in a way. I don't know why. Can you see it?
No. But you're right, it worked so well together. Yeah. But I remember turning up to record, and I was shaking. I was so scared because I've never done it before. And you were like, here's your water, there you go.
Oh yeah, was that where I was living at the time?
Yes, it was where you were living at the time.
I remember
And like Bliss helped with the audio and stuff. And I was so nervous.
That feels like so long ago. Crazy.
Yeah, we weren't married then, no.
Wow, thank you for
thank you for asking me. And to this day, I still think of it as a God thing because I remember asking you, like, why did you ask me? And you were like, oh no, I just thought you would be good. And I had been asking the Lord, like, oh, you know, I really want an opportunity to do something like as a BV. I just feel like it would be really fun just to be able to like blend in a track and like be able to feel the layers of, oh, I was part of this. Like not even for anything like I want my name out there. Like I really don't want to be an artist, guys. That's not what this is at all. But like I remember I was praying that and then got a random call from you like on a random Tuesday in the middle of the day. And it was like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And I just felt so encouraged because I love your music. So that's why I was like, okay, like someone be listening to God because I don't know how this happened.
Wow.
And then even Jonathan's part of the song was beautiful.
Yeah, incredible. Like I was so inspired meeting him and just being around him.
Did you guys record together?
Probably not.
No, because he's like Manchester.
Yeah. So, but he came down for the video, and yeah, it was a really refreshing experience.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of the time, a lot of artists who are really successful, there's a lot of ego. But with Jonathan, there's none of that at all. And I was just like, wow, like it's really possible.
Yeah.
To like seeing that in the flesh.
Yeah, to get to those levels of success and still be humble with your roots.
100%. Yeah. It was really inspiring.
No, I love that song. Definitely one of my favorites. And I was talking to my husband about this interview and we were talking about how a lot of your songs, your singles and even project-based stuff, you've worked with Andre Fisher as your producer. And that's really like honed a specific sound with you guys. And I'd love for you to maybe talk about that, like working with one producer and how maybe over the years of evolving, being with this one producer has helped with that.
Yeah, I guess I started working with Andre when I was making my EP, my first EP, New Woke Deal, that's what it was called, yeah. And shout out to Triple O because he's the one that connected us both because I had no experience, I didn't know who I was going to work with. But yeah, I mean, Andre, he's grown with me through the years, or I've grown with him, and he's definitely like helped me in terms of even laying down BVs and stuff because when we first started working together, I didn't have no idea about harmonies or anything like that. So I was like, Andre, give me a harmony. But I guess I felt over the years like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But recently I've been working with other producers.
That's my next question. That was my next question because you released a single at the time of filming this. This is probably the most recent single, Too Comfortable, with our mutual friend J2D, who is this incredible producer, great guy. Everyone in the scene loves him. And that song is very sonically different from the sounds that...
Is it?
I think it's very different. Oh. I think I could tell, well, obviously I knew that he was on the song, but I could tell it was a new producer.
In what way?
I think just the way that the blend of genres goes, but that might have been because you were also going towards that as well. Okay. It's very like, there's still your R&B sound, but it's very like undertones of Afro sound, which I know you do, but I don't know, it just felt a bit different. Okay. And so even just working with a new producer and like, I guess working with someone like J2D, aka Jonas.
And Anti-Babs.
Anti-Babs. Yeah. I don't know how I forgot T-Babs. Anti-Babs. I think, there's something about this song that I really enjoy and it feels like a new kind of, another resurgence of who you are. But please talk a little bit about Too Comfortable.
Too Comfortable. Wow. There's so many different things I can mention. It was definitely scary for me working with a new producer because I didn't know what to expect. So it started with just me and Jonas. And then we were making it, and then I was thinking, it's missing some like real authenticity. Like it's missing the Afro touch that only T-Babs could bring. So I was like, T-Babs, come onto this and join as a co-producer. And we all had meetings, and Raymaz came into the meetings as well and gave his feedback. Yeah, he's such a good friend. So he gave his feedback, and like everyone was just collaborating. There was those ideas flying around, and in the end, like I was just so happy with the sonics. I felt like it needed that change, that switch for the end, just like makes you really groove into it. But I found it quite a strange song in that it feels like a dancey song, but what I'm singing about is so sad.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I'm like, what is the story behind that? Like, you're like, it's getting too comfortable. I was like, oh, what is getting too comfortable? Share with the crowd.
I guess was it last year or I think it's last year, end of last year, I went through a season of, as in the title, getting too comfortable with God. And I think I got to that place because it became too legalistic in my relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got too comfortable, it was like a pause and reset season in a way, where I knew, okay, God, I'm coming back to your feet. I am, but I just need to do it in the right way this time. Like, help me to do it in the right way, because where I was at, there was just so much shame in the fact that, okay, I'm not consistent like I know I should be. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's why even I didn't release any music end of last year after the album even, because I was like, I just need to focus on actually getting right. Because I realized, like, when I was going through the album process, there was just a lot of things going on, like adjusting to being married, having a new job, because I went from being a full-time artist, to then working, and I was like, it was a whiplash. It was like, what the heck? I'm now a working woman and a wife. How am I going to make music?
Literally that.
Yeah. So much change, and we moved to a different place.
Yeah.
So it was felt a bit isolated. There wasn't many people around, and we decided to move churches.
Yeah.
At the same time. So everything was changing. I don't know. I can't remember where I was going with this. Can't lie.
No, because I remember at that time we had a conversation.
Yeah.
Because obviously we got married at the same time, so we was having very similar parallels of moving house to a new area, moving church to a new church, and trying to like connect with community and stuff like that. But I remember you saying, like, Paula, I'm working now, like, when am I going to do music? And I was like, just take your time, like, just breathe, because life happens. And I love what you said earlier about priorities changing. Like, when we spoke 3 years ago, your priority was like, listen, I'm an artist and I'm here to release. And you were like dropping songs like hotcakes, like just let them come out.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Whereas now, like, you know, music is amazing, but like your marriage has to be a priority, and your health has to be a priority. Your job, so that you can finance your lives, has to be a priority. And so I don't think there's like, you know, the fans are willing to.
Yeah, but I'm coming back. That's for sure. It was just a season. I'm coming back.
How do you know that the season has changed? Like, how do you know this is now the season to go hard again?
Well, I got my health in check because I was eating way too much sugar, and so I had no energy. Like, I felt like a walking zombie when I was releasing my album because things were just really bad. And so I've cut sugar out completely. It's coming up to a year now since I've not had, like, been eating added sugar. So I just feel like my capacity, I'm awake, you know, I'm alive, I'm here. And I'm very blessed in that my husband is an artist as well, and he believes in my artistry. So, like, I leave him to it in terms of music stuff, and he encourages me to leave the house to it and not worry about being a wife in the housework kind of sense, and just focus on music. So I'm very blessed that I'm married to a man that believes in the calling of my life, and he very much sees it as his responsibility to make sure that I achieve the things that God has called me to do as well. So
that's good.
That helps. And then because I have so much energy now, and I went down from working 4 days a week to working 3 days a week. So what excuses do I have now? There's nothing.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I've gotta go. Yeah.
No, I love that. And I remember you putting some stuff out about learning like production, and even on your debut album Awaken, you have the song Awaken, which you produced. So that was your kind of debut as a producer as well.
Oh my gosh, when you put it like that.
It is your debut. Like, the first thing you've released that you produced.
Yeah.
A big deal.
Wow.
A huge deal. But you actually shared a bit about the story about how you like learned production or started getting into production. And I'd love for you to share that with the audience.
Should I say? Oh yeah. So I kind of put it out there on Instagram that I wanted to get into it. And then a very kind soul messaged me and was like, hey, I'll teach you. So I was like, okay, let's go. And then literally we would meet up every week, and he would just teach me production. And that's how I got into it.
And then when you were putting together that song, Awaken,
Yeah.
did you know, okay, this is going to be something I'm going to produce, like I've got this?
No, not at all. It was originally going to be like a spoken word.
Yeah, it was like an interlude. Like...
Yeah. And I was going to do it completely differently. But then when I sat down with God, like just over the track, and I was like, okay, God, help me write this song. And I just felt like, okay, instead of trying to write a piece, just relax and hear what I'm saying and flow. So yeah.
I love that one, and it was actually perfect to end the album.
Aww.
Because, and also it's like the title project because it's the same name as the title. It's kind of like an affirmational song as well.
Mm-hmm.
What was the purpose and the like drive with that song? Like, what were you hoping people would leave with after listening to it?
So I think one of my biggest breakthroughs, I don't know if we spoke about this on the last one or not, but it was around that time where God freed me from what's the word? Like a spirit of lust. God freed me from that. And one of the keys...
We did talk about this.
Already.
Yeah.
One of the keys to that is like speaking the truth over myself, even when I'm not seeing it in the natural. Like my behavior doesn't reflect that, but God's calling me holy, God's calling me pure, like all those types of things. And so when I was writing Awaken, it was like, okay, even though I don't feel it right now, I know I'm free in Christ.
I am free.
So yeah, just declaring that and knowing that it's gonna come. Like, so having that faith, having that assurance. Because I'm very much a believer that even if you're in a challenge right now, someone has gone through what you've gone through and they've come out the other side.
And they survived.
Exactly. It's either a matter of growing in wisdom, or it can be a matter of like spiritual freedom and like having that experience with the Holy Spirit, but like, or both a lot of the time. So yeah, I just had that confidence that even though I'm feeling so bad right now, I am free.
Amen.
Yeah.
I am free. Oh, I love that. And yeah, such a beautiful song. And I love that it is the beginning of your production journey. I'm hoping that we will see more stuff that will say, produced Asha Elia, written Asha Elia, performed by Asha Elia.
Yeah, that would be a dream. I'll at least once or twice. I feel like I always love bouncing off producers. And it's taken so many years, I'm sure, for them to get to where they're at. So,
that's true.
Yeah. If I can make something as good as whatever people are putting out and have it just be myself that's produced it, then I will. But until then, I'm in no rush.
You can co-produce
Exactly,
things.
I can co-produce. That's going to be the plan, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna keep you to your word on that. So talking about your sound and like your style musically and how that's changed over the years, and now it's kind of leaning a lot, well, not just now, but you've been doing a lot of like Afro-gospel inspired sounds alongside your traditional R&B and other kind of subgenres. What sound do you see yourself doing in the future? Are you like planning that next step, or is it kind of organically where you evolve to?
I tried to move away from Afro.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with the second half of like Awaken, I really did. But it's what I love the most. Like, if you ask me what I listen to, like I love Afro music. So yeah, it's always going to be inspired by those sounds and kind of mixed with Britishness.
Yeah. Even the like, have you noticed the UK Christian R&B sound that's coming out? There's quite a lot of like artists releasing Christian R&B, UK, but also some US. And I love, like, that's some of my favorite stuff to listen to. I think my Spotify Wrapped is just exclusively that sound. What do you feel about that sound? Like, do you think that you are part of that? Are you trying to make music like that? What's your experience with the Christian R&B sound?
I feel like I am part of Christian R&B, but my music most of the time has a twist to it. Like it's not
exclusively.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know what the word is, but there's merges with different influences. So yeah, I'm no longer going to try and fit myself completely into that box because I need to be authentic.
I love that.
Yeah.
And your authenticity includes other sounds as well.
Yeah, 100%.
What's some of your favorite kind of sounds for yourself? Alongside Afro-gospel and Christian R&B, like because you generally like merge genres. What's some of the genres you like to merge within your sound other than Afro-gospel and R&B?
I think it mostly is those two, because I've done lo-fi a couple times.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard lo-fi.
Yeah, not really feeling lo-fi too much. So.
I think because you sing in your high register a lot. You
Yeah.
sing in your falsetto a lot, and that
Yeah.
lends really well to lo-fi. Like
Yeah.
it makes sense of, but like, you know, even on the car on the way here, I was like, I really wonder if Asha's gonna like really go into her low register
Yeah.
and her low tones a bit
Oh,
more.
yeah, I have been thinking about that. I think I lent too much. Like, I became too comfortable with that. And I need to, or I have been exploring a little bit more with just the different types of sounds that can come out. Especially with ad-libs and stuff in the most passionate part of the song. Like, come on, I gotta give something. So, yeah.
So that could change then.
It depends what the song needs, always, yeah.
I love it. We were just talking about the UK gospel, like in R&B Christian space. What are some of the stuff that you are seeing or hearing, experiencing that you wish would kind of change or will kind of progress on to something else? What's your experience of the scene?
I think the scene's great. I love it. Oh my gosh. How would I change it?
No, as in, like, is there any infrastructural changes, like certain like playlists or like labels and things like that you're like, oh, I would love to see more of this come out of the UK space? So nothing like drastic, like nothing.
Yeah. I think because the UK Christian scene is so niche, like, and I've seen it come from literally close to nothing to like, or in our generation anyway, because obviously there's been a lot of legacy, but close, like very, very small to like how much the infrastructure has grown to what it is today and like the amount of like events and stuff. I'm so proud of everyone that's that played a part, like yourself included. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been beautiful, like viewing what God has been doing and wanting to be a part of it. But I would say if I was thinking where we could go more, I would say the UK having more of a global reach.
Yeah.
In terms of infrastructure, the platforms having more of a global reach. Yeah. But I feel like we are doing that, but just taking it to a new level.
Yeah, and like, is that making ourselves distinct enough that we have a sound that's international, or is that the music itself reaching internationally?
I think it's more so like the audiences that we're able to reach, yeah.
And even you've had like quite a lot of success with international like listeners, and you've been able to go like on tour in Canada and do amazing things like that, or a show in Canada.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I was going to leave you to it.
Listen, a show in Canada is a tour to me. I'm so sorry. Who's doing shows in Canada like you are? But even with that, like, how did you connect with international audiences? Because we know and love you as our own, but how do these people like know you and like connect with your music?
It definitely started with playlists. From the very first song that I released. Like, I was like, no, people need to hear this. So I was literally searching every single person on Instagram who could help get this song in front of people. And I think that must have said it in the first one. But just ended up finding someone that was in control of the Spotify Christian playlist. So yeah, playlists were the first big thing. So I was like, wait, people from Brazil are now listening to my music and things like that. But I think in general, because like our faith is such a, like, it's global. So like in general, people are always going to be searching for Christian R&B. Yeah, there's not as much of those barriers in our scenes, which that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's like the one, or not the one, but like one of the things that is I'm so grateful within Christian music. Like there are Christians everywhere who want music in English. If you've got music in English, they just need to find it now.
Exactly. My next thing that I really want to do is go over to the States and actually meet some of the people that listen to my music and do shows and stuff.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That'd be a dream. So yeah.
Okay, we'll put that in the prayers for next year. So even as an artist who's been doing this for a number of years, do you feel like you're at the stage of your career that you thought you would be this many years on?
No, not at all.
For good or for bad? Like
bad.
Really?
Yes.
But you're so you're really hard on yourself though, because you've done so much and you've like been able to sustain for so long as well, and also release consistently, build a fan base as well. These are things that artists like wish to do. You've been able to do that. So why do you feel like you're not there yet?
That's a good question. Wow, I didn't expect you grilling me.
Once you said yes, I was like, great.
Why am I not there yet?
No, that's not the question.
Oh, right.
The question is, why do you think you're not there yet?
Right. Okay.
You are there, so why do you think you're not there?
I would say I don't think I'm there yet because, like, I've always had the philosophy of shoot for the stars, and if you don't make it, you'll land on the moon. So, like, I've always thought big. Like, even in the time when I didn't know how to sing, right? I was still thinking, yeah, but my music can still go far. Do you know? Like, because whatever you do, you want to do excellently.
Yeah.
So I'm not comparing myself to people who aren't walking in excellence. I'm comparing myself to what I know that is possible if I actually put my head down and use my time diligently. So because I went through those like health stuff and the adjusting to married life and stuff, I'm not as hard on myself because I wouldn't have it any other way because it was part of the journey. And the blessings that I've had from learning about how to feed my body properly and having my husband, I wouldn't trade it. So I'm happy, but I just know I don't want to look back now in like 2 years and think, oh man, like, I could have been there if I actually was diligent.
Did the work. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you're not, like, not me trying to convince you, but doesn't mean you're not at the stage you're meant to be. I think you are at the stage you're meant to be, but you still have like more to come. Yeah. And praise God that you don't have to end next week. Like there's, you know, however long the God plans for your career to be, you still have that to go.
100%. Yeah, I'm not at the stage I thought I would be, but I'm at the stage I'm meant to be.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
That's good. We love that. For the artists that are watching and listening who are seeing where you are now and themselves wanting to be there, how do you balance your aspirations, being an ambitious person, with also being content with where you are?
I don't know if you have to be content with where you are. I think you can have peace. Having peace and being grateful for where you've come from is very important always. But then at the same time, knowing that you can do more and work more excellently for God. I think for me, it's been more about like bringing the two together and like not feeling like my ambition was against my faith. Like that's been a huge thing for me. And so, yeah, I've been listening to different preachers and stuff, which has really helped free me from that mindset and helped me to like bring the two together and realize actually I'm working unto God as long as it's not an idol. Like it has to be submitted to God, otherwise it's always going to be separate. So I think what I'm trying to say is, I'm not content with where I am right now, and I'm happy not being content, but I also have peace. And I'm very grateful, but I know that God's going to help me to supersede, excel.
Do you know what? You said something that I like really like clicked in my mind, and it was about the whole thing about feeling like you being ambitious goes against you being a Christian or you having faith. And that is something that women specifically experience because there's this narrative that men are naturally ambitious and women aren't. And that's not true. I think we've had to subdue a lot of the successes we want because of life, you know, marriage, work, having children. These things are incredible, but they do often slow down people's speed and acceleration. And it's not always the same for men. And so you actually saying like, hey, you can be ambitious and this is very much of God is so freeing. Like God has put that desire in you. Yeah, exactly. He has made you want to be someone who excels and is excellent. And it wasn't a mistake. Like if we genuinely believe that God is good and good at what he does and doesn't need help, then we shouldn't be apologetic for wanting to be ambitious. But what you said about submitting it to him is so key. How did you, and this wasn't even a question, but like, I just really want to know, how did you get to that point of like understanding where the line is of ambition being great and submitting that to God? Like, how did you get there? So it got to a point when after I released the album, and I was like, I'm like, what am I doing this for? I had to come back and just really question, like, what is the point of everything? Because if I'm doing it to be successful
or all that other stuff. It's like, that's not worth it. Like, genuinely, what reward is that? And so when I kind of got to a place of just reminding myself of how empty that type of ambition is,
that's good.
and looking around and realizing, because during my albums period, like, I wasn't hanging around with that many friends at all, because I was like, I just need to focus. And I realized I'm lonely, I'm isolated.
Where's my friends?
Yeah. Like, this is not it. So yeah, when I got to the place of coming back before God and just asking him, like, okay, why have you given me this gift? What is it for? And actually help purify it in me, because I never want to be of doing it for, typical success or ambition or anything like that. But help me to actually love the people that you've called me to share my gift with. Because it's very easy just to fall in love with the music side, or to fall in love with just doing your best and being excellent. And the people that you're making the music for, like, your heart is not necessarily where it could be. So God took me to that place. And since then, I've just been thinking, like, what part do I play? Because when I first started making music, there were not very many artists at all doing Christian R&B.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and now there is so many. So I've been asking God, like I always want to be meeting a need. Do you get what I mean? And that's why I started making music in the first place, to meet that need. And now it's not the same need, right? But I know there's a different need, maybe in a different way, that God can help me meet. So it's something that I'm still processing. Even like this week, just been asking God, like, how exactly do you want me to meet a need? And what exactly is the need you want me to meet?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so good, Asha. Like, that's really good, because I think there's like a belief that we as artists do the thing and we arrive. Like, we've done the thing, we've met the need, we've released the music, and we've arrived. But you've just shown that the calling can change and evolve and expand. It can divert. It can be those things. Because I remember when we talked in that first episode where you said, "Oh, you wanted to hear music that sounded like this, and no one was doing it, so you did it." And now there's music like this.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a new thing that the music needs to answer to, or needs to support, or needs to meet. And now you're getting there with that next thing, and that changes.
Yeah.
And there's some encouragement in the fact that we as women, we as people, we as Christians, we as artists, there's space for us to grow and change, but always to meet that need that God has led us to, is leading us to. I guess not even really a question, but just an encouragement, like, that you're on that right track. Like, you are listening and learning from him, and that's the only thing he asks from us.
True.
Like, you could easily have been like, no, but this Christian R&B thing is working. Let's keep churning them out. That's all we need to do. Let's not ask too many questions. But the fact that you're even in prayer, and you're even like reflecting on your journey, asking the Lord, is very much like what he calls us to do. So even just well done in that. And even your song, Pray For Me, you ask, like, pray for me, right?
Yeah.
And with SheHH, we always want to know, like, as artists, to your fans, as fans, what can we be praying for that you want in this season?
I'm thinking by the time the episode's out.
Yeah, it'll be like summer. This season is like an expansive season.
Defo, pray that, like, God will just continue to speak to me and take me deeper in the journey. I think that, and because right now, one thing that I'm really focused on being free in is that consistency. Yeah, because it's been a blip too many times in my journey. I'm like, no, God, we need complete freedom now. Like,
Amen.
Yeah. And like, yeah, the church that we're currently kind of maybe deciding to be part of now is very big on that. And I feel like even just being around the people in that church has helped me so much. So I'm very confident that my freedom in that area is going to come soon. But if you want to pray for me, yeah, consistency, that God will help me, like, in the secret place.
That's beautiful. You just literally, like, name drop so many songs of your own. Yeah. Pray for me, secret place. And we will be praying. Like, I think it's so refreshing to have an artist actually genuinely like share what's on their heart and be willing to grow and spend time in that secret place, like in prayer. So yeah, we as fans will be praying. I'll be praying for my sis.
Thank you, girl.
And I'm so excited to see like where God takes you. I think we'll do this again in like 3 years. That's
Yeah,
a regular thing.
Let's go.
See you in 3 years. What's changed? What's new? But to all of you guys watching and listening, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of the SheHH Podcast. Bye. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the SheHH Podcast. If you did, please leave a like rating, comment down below, and share this episode with a friend. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at SheHH Podcast.